Hey, welcome to my channel, Everything Bears. Topic of the day is, what do the Bears do with the number one pick? They traded. The team they traded to is the Indianapolis Colts. Why? Because that's the team I think, for me, they're going to get the most from. I don't think the Houston Texans trade the number 2 overall. It'd be stupid to trade that pick. I'm pretty sure out of the 3 best quarterbacks on the board, one of those quarterbacks fix their criteria, and they can get one on without trading the number 2 overall pick. For me, I think if Houston trades that number 2 overall pick, that GM need to be fired. The consensus is trade that pick to the Indianapolis Colts. You're gonna get the most from the Indianapolis Colts. They have the most to offer. You don't really want anything that the Houston Texans have on their roster. To me, you take the number 4 pick, their number 2 pick, a number 3 pick, a number 1 next year, and your choice between DeForest Buckner and the offensive guard they have. I don't see the Bears going back any farther than number 4. If you take a look at quarterback needy teams, Texas 2, Texas not trading. Indianapolis 4, Tennessee at 11, Las Vegas at 7, Washington at 16, need a quarterback. Tampa Bay at 19, we ain't going back that far. New Orleans doesn't have a pick. Atlanta has the number 8 pick. 8 sounds intriguing, but I wouldn't do that because Atlanta don't have anything to give anyway, unless they want to trade everything next year. And we don't want everything next year. We want something this year, and we want something next year. If you ain't got none this year, and you can't throw in a top player, we don't want it. We want everything. Everything you have in your refrigerator, we want. As you can see. We want 2 number 1 picks, 2 number 2s, and a player. If not a player, 2 number 2s and 2 3s. We want the boatload. That's what Ryan Poles should be asking for from any other top 4 team, whoever wants that number 1 pick. But my choice would be the Indianapolis Colts, because their GM is in between getting fired. So he's going to have to, do something drastic to save his job. So with that being said, take a look at the free agency. Wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy. Everybody's talking about Jerry Jeudy, and I don't think Denver would trade Jerry Jeudy, but it's a possibility that they trade Jerry Jeudy. On average, you can get a Jerry Jeudy for a 3rd round pick. 3rd or 4th round pick, depending how desperate Denver is. I don't think they too desperate right now. I think they just need a upgraded offensive coordinator. Brandon Cooks, I don't want Brandon Cooks. I don't want Brandon Cooks. Not on the Bears. I do not want Brandon Cooks on the Bears. I hope Ryan Poles, do not go after Brandon Cooks. Locker room cancer, too little for me. Been traded too many times. I just don't want Brandon Cooks. We already seen him up close and personal. I wasn't that impressed. Bernard Hopkins. I would trade for Bernard Hopkins. Arizona is desperate to get that dude out of the building. You probably can get Bernard Hopkins right now for a 4th round pick. Right now. Well, whenever the league gets started, you can get Bernard Hopkins for a 4th round pick. You're gonna be first in line because your pick is gonna be higher if they go 3 and 14. Sorry. Jacoby Myers. You got similar players on the roster that Jacoby Myers kind of look like. Chase. You got Chase Claypool. You got Darnell Mooney. He fits into that criteria of wide receiver. Do you want another one of those? Maybe. If you can't get one of the big names, okay. Jacoby Myers, I guess, is an option. Who else? Brandon Ayuk. I don't think he fits what the Bears is trying to do. I keep hearing his name flown out there. I don't think Brandon Ayuk fits what the Bears is trying to do offensively. He's a piece, but he's not the piece that the Bears is looking for. I think he doesn't fit in with what they're trying to do. Just me. Juju. Juju's not a number one. He's not a number one to me. If you go out to Juju, is because there wasn't nothing else there. You couldn't get nobody else, and he was the last one there, so you went out to Juju. He's just a piece. I mean, the floating. He's a number 2 at best. You got 2 number 2s. You don't need another one, especially not one like that. DJ Moore. That's the guy. That's the guy. You may not get him. Unless the Carolina Panthers is just tearing it all down, you may not get him. And if the Bears do decide to trade back twice, and the Carolina Panthers is the team that gets the call, there is no conversation I will start with the Carolina Panthers for the number 4 pick, because that's all they're going to be getting. That's all we're trading for with the Carolina Panthers would be the number 4 pick. That's the only conversation we're having with them. If it's a conversation with the Carolina Panthers, you got to start with Brian Burns. I want Brian Burns and DJ Moore. Anything else is out of the question. Not only do I want their pick, which is, where is Carolina picking at? Let's see. Carolina picked it. Well, Carolina is in the top 10. I can't really recall what it actually picking at. But in conversation has to start with Brian Burns and DJ Moore. You got to have them. If you want that pick, you got to have them. Any top 5 pick, you have to give up big capital. Because you're going to get a top player with that pick, and the Bears is rebuilding. They're going to want established players for that pick. Because they're going to be out of the top 5, so they're going to be down. They're going to be moving down to on their draft board, guys that they have maybe thought they can get in the second round, but I don't know. Next up, I don't think the Chiefs going to release Orlando Brown. He may hit free agency, but chances are he's going to get franchise tag. The guy got offered $139 million for 6 years, and he didn't take it, which means one or two things. He think he's about to, set the market. I don't think he set the market. I think he's going to get overpaid, but I don't think he set the market. $139 million. I think what's happening is Orlando Brown won't guarantee money. The Chiefs is offering 95 guarantee. I think Orlando Brown is looking for 100 and maybe 105 guarantee, something around there. So which will put him at about what? You will get him at the same price point, but the guarantee money is what he's looking for. The Bears has a lot. They have a lot of money. That's a position of need. If they, to me, I think, I don't think Ryan Poles want to move, the rookie left tackle over to the right side. I think he feel like the guy can develop at the left tackle. But crazy things happen. If they do go after Orlando Brown, then chances are that guy shifts to the right side. If he doesn't, and they stay, they stay packed with what they have, what do? You go after the highest, the best right tackle in the game, or the best right tackle on free agency. And that is, for me, Mike McGlinchey. I think I pronounced his name right, from San Francisco. I think Mike may be a cap casualty if San Francisco win the Super Bowl. I think he's going to demand a lot, and San Francisco is not going to be able to pay him. They swung for the fences to try to go after the Super Bowl, so they may end up having to release him. But chances are you won't be able to get him until like June 1st. So another guy, let me see, defensive tackle. If the Bears go into next season with this D-line, there's no way Ryan Poles is there next year. If he runs that defense out with this same D-line he ran out there last year, fire that guy. Fire his. He should. If the Commanders is stupid enough to let Deron Paynes walk out the door, and he's not the first call the Bears make, then the Bears are no different than the last regime. Now, if Deron Paynes is franchise tag, Javon Hargrave. I need that. How much would it cost? Go make that happen. Second, Marcus Davenport. You need a defensive end. You didn't get enough sacks this year. You was at the bottom of the league in sacks. You need a defensive end that can rush the quarterback. Teams with suspect quarterback was able to sit back. Look, Daniel Jones looked like a Pro Bowl quarterback against the Bears. Looked like a Pro Bowl quarterback against the Bears. If that ain't saying something about our defensive line, I don't know what is. 2, I really think the Bears should re-sign David Montgomery. You don't need to be spending a bunch of money on running backs. Re-sign David Montgomery, draft another running back, develop that running back. He's going to play special team anyway, so it makes no difference. To me, you take the best running back available. 4th or 5th round, 6th round, whatever. Last but not least, you need a backup quarterback. And you need to start drafting back quarterbacks and developing them. Whether that's to back up your starting quarterback or potential trade targets. You're seeing what happened in San Francisco. San Francisco lost both of their starting quarterbacks. They starting quarterback and their backup quarterback. They was only third string quarterback. Can you imagine if they didn't draft a quarterback? Can you imagine what San Francisco would be right now? They'd be sitting at home with y'all. With us. So, on that note, I'm out.